Breaks my heart. Okay, I think we're back again. Yay. Cool. Okay, so the post office, the message, right? So your last message. What's your name, Caleb?
Rowan.
Rowan. What did your last message say precisely?
It would have essentially been a sort of a bullet point. It was nothing fancy, and it would have been in Thieves' Cant, the little code, so
Okay.
anyone who was snooping wouldn't be able to read it. And it would have just said, I have joined up with a group of rebels. I would list at the time everyone's names. So Feralt, Vespera, Rokan, I think Elkis was there.
Right.
Yeah, Elkis was there. I think that was it at the time.
Yep.
I would have mentioned a brief sort of description of their skill sets and that
Yep.
they appeared to have knowledge on the Barrack Isle and that I was attempting to infiltrate their group further.
Okay. Well, it's the response that you have is essentially proceed with infiltration, um, gain trust, learn everything, take control of their rebellion.
Oh, that's easy. I will pen a quick little response saying confirmed. I will also write a list down of all the rumors I've confirmed, such as, hold on, let me bring up my list. Where's Rowan? There he is. Uh, the tadpoles in the water are true. I've confirmed that with the group. There is, in fact, a dragon flying over the city. I've seen it myself. And I think that's all the ones I've got right now.
Okay.
Oh, and I will mention the statue of the hunter at the bottom of the world door. And
Right.
I think
The sleeping
because nothing's
god.
happened with it at the moment, I'm also gonna reach into where I've kept the rock, my uranium ore. I'm
Yeah.
going to look at it, and I'm just gonna take one little just inspection of it, see if I can figure out what this thing is. I've attempted to attune to it, but nothing happens. So
Right.
I'm assuming it's just something.
So you've tried to attune to it. Um,
Yes.
Ever since you've been wearing it, you've been having weird dreams that you can't really remember when you wake up, but you wake up with disturbed um, kind of sensations. It's like you've woken up from a bad dream, but you can't remember the dream itself.
I'm actually, if I can link that to the rock, do I have a suspicion?
If you can link it to the rock, yeah, I mean, I think that you certainly have a suspicion. I mean, you just sort of feel that intuitively feel that it's got something to do with that.
I'm going to keep it on my person then, but I will write its description and mention its effects in the letter.
Okay.
And then I will write that I am heading undercover with the group to investigate a Barrackyle place of interest, and that I may not be able to be in contact for a week or two.
Very good.
And then I'll seal it up
Seal that
and
up
send it off.
and send it off. Okay. In the meantime, Lotharian, I'm assuming you're sending a message to Lord Baleburn, Skagaran. Is that right?
Yes. Basically, I imagine we've got a written message already,
Uh huh.
and I just take it to the messenger, message in one hand, token in the other, and I just hand it over and say, I would like you to deliver this to Lord Skargarin Baleburn, if you would please.
He looks at the token and he takes the message. Of course, my lord, thank you. I will do that immediately. And he goes and organizes for the very next courier to take
Yep.
it. And as the next rider arrives and unloads a bunch of scroll cases, he passes this one, now that he's put it in a new scroll case, and hands it to the messenger who rides off with it.
Yep.
Now, where is Lord Baleburn to meet you? Is it at the forge?
I believe that was the what we agreed on.
Yeah.
Very good. Do you have a time that he's going to meet you? That you want him to meet you, or just when he can?
I would probably say just
ASAP?
I would say we would like to speak with you as soon as possible, but if that's not if you cannot do that, please send one of your people to let us know when we can speak with him.
Very well. Okay, so then at that point, you guys head back to the forge itself, to
Yeah,
your hideout.
And since Caleb jogged my memory, I would also mention to Rowan on the way back, just lean in close and say, by the way, I don't know what you're carrying or where you got it, but you have something on you that stinks of the abyss.
Interesting. Well, where I got it was in, well, the inside of a statue to a god of the hunt that dwells at the bottom of the world.
Interesting.
Other than that, we haven't been able to figure out much on it.
Would I be able to do like a history check or something, Russ?
To look at it?
No, based on what Rowan just said, the god who dwells at the bottom of the world.
You can make a history check, but you can assume it's going to fail.
Okay.
You can try. There's a very slim chance you might know anything about it.
12. Pretty sure it's nothing.
No, you don't know anything about it. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, Lotharan, did you want this ring of protection?
I assumed you were going to send it to your contact.
I'll be honest, it's too useful to give away freely.
Well, I will certainly take care of it for now.
I'll slide it over.
I appreciate it.
It's a much more shiny crab target than I am.
Yes.
Okay.
And just continue walking until we meet with the rest of them.
Right, so you guys head back into the grey roads and you find your way all the way back up through the labyrinth to these guys sitting around doing whatever it is they've been doing for the last few minutes.
No secret, but I'm cooking.
Definitely no secret. I can smell it. And I'm so hungry. Can I have some?
Egg for everybody.
Oh, good, good. So, are you excited to go back to Turagile and, see Ferald and Jazan and...
Oh, yeah.
Well?
Yeah,
Hmm.
me look forward to it. What about you?
Oh, I'm so excited. I looked at Alkis. What about you?
Alcas has just gone to the chest of gold and is practicing coin tricks with some of the pieces randomly.
How are you doing that? I didn't know you could do magic. Like the entire time we've been.
It's not magic.
together.
It's just tricks. But this Turagile place, it doesn't sound all that inviting.
It's not supposed to.
So, no, I'm not excited. The way you mentioned it is you have to trek for days through a desert. My heart lies at the sea. I don't know any worse place for me to go. But, hey, what must be done, right?
Well, perhaps one day I could bring the ocean to us. That sounds a bit nuts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just sink the continent a bit.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we're quite elevated, so. I mean, potentially there's water there to begin with.
Set your hopes high, I guess, but it does sound a bit far-fetched.
Well, yes. Maybe take a look at it first before you judge it. I know there's not an ocean, there's no boats, but give it a shot.
I will reserve my judgment till after I've visited. But it sounds shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
like it.
you-
It's so pretty. It's going to be even prettier once I put a massive tree through the center of the room.
oh, Elkis.
Yes.
Steve, forget to tell you about Gollum.
About
We
what?
got Gollum, big Gollum.
Like the one that attacked you at the top of the waterfall.
That sounds traumatic.
Yes. I want to make him ours, and I want to draw a cute little face on him. I want to give him a name.
So it can crush intruders to death happily.
Yes. Yes. So he could look like a
With a big
fierce
smile on face.
warrior.
You are a terrifying individual. And I don't mean that as a compliment.
Vesphira is what my people would call different.
Well,
Yes.
look, I don't come from here, okay? Yes, I'm different. I didn't grow up in this civilization.
Stardust Sam asks, "Where is Theo the moth?"
She's cradling it like a hot water balloon. Yes. Cute little Theo.
Okay. You want eggs?
No, you always overcook them.
Ah, complain.
I'll eat them anyway.
You,
So obviously
Thank
you're
you.
not going to do anything exciting. So sooner or later, eventually, Lord Baleburn turns up. Lord Skagaran.
Have Rowan and I gotten back at this stage?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Good evening, or good day.
He
I am unsure.
probably knocks at the door first, and somebody opens it. I'm going to say it's you then, Vespera, because you spoke first.
Yes.
Very well.
Yes.
So you open the door, and he steps in and he looks around. I see you've tidied this place up significantly since last we met.
Mm-hmm.
I have not been down here for years. Well done. How did your journey go?
It was quite a journey, but I believe the deed is done.
The deed is done. And what of the ship? And what of the Barakyle envoy?
It is done for, and so are they. I believe so. We have some proof as well. We've got a wizard spell book. We've got some other loot.
His mask.
We've got his
And I'll
mask.
hold that up.
Well, very impressive. I'm sure you can hang that on your walls in here. I do not wish to have the foul thing. Personally, I wouldn't touch it. Now, you've called me here for a reason. Nothing you've told me so far is anything that I needed to come all this way for.
We are going to be out of town for a bit.
Yes. Again.
We will return, of course.
The missive would have told me this.
Yes, I don't look at me.
I only carried the message.
I assumed that you summoned me here for something that could only be done in person.
Me too. Look at
Me only cooking.
Would you like some eggs?
Well, seeing as I've come all this way, yes, I will have some of your eggs.
Here you go. They're not the greatest. Anyway.
I left the halls of the Assembly of Princes to come here, making excuses and lying to my comrades. in order to slip out this time of day when otherwise I would have duties to perform.
I'll plop my uranium ore on the table.
You asked
know
me
what
to
this
come
is?
here as soon as possible. What is that?
What is that?
Yes,
Where did you
I would
get
also
that
like to know
from?
what that is and where it came from.
He looks down at it. Why do you seem so suspicious of it? It appears to be some bauble.
Because it came out of the statue of a god of the hunt. In a hidden tomb guarded by, well, perhaps not guarded, but adjacent to Barakyle wizards.
Shall I look at it?
Yeah, and just to confirm my suspicions, I cast Detect Magic,
It's magical.
and it stinks, and it's abyssal magic.
It is abyssal magic.
It stinks of the abyss.
I see. Why then are you carrying it?
It is useful. Perhaps not.
Useful? My suggestion would be to destroy it. Cast it somewhere it will never be found. If it is abyssal, there is no use for it that you would wish to engage with. And that is my opinion on the matter. Otherwise, perhaps lock it away forever. Perhaps that's why it was in a tomb.
Fortunately, we can't all be great and powerful war mages, and we must take what help we can get.
Well, as it so happens, you are receiving a considerable amount of help from said great and powerful war mage. Barry today, by the way, Stardust Sam is playing Rokan, Orcan Ranger, child of Kagi Mingal, member of the Burning Path.
The spirit is like going through her mind, thinking like, what other things can we tell this guy so he's not disappointed in being here?
Have we mentioned the slaves that we rescued?
So we rescued a whole bunch of slaves, and we're going to be taking them with us.
You rescued slaves?
Yes.
What, from the Barakyle ship?
Yes.
That is no mean feat. How did you manage to do that?
Ooh.
And how did the fight itself go? How did you perform this feat of destruction?
I looked at Alkis.
Well, we are the Burning Path. We kind of just set everything on fire. Those that managed to make it out of the wreckage, we rescued.
I see.
There's something I wanted you to look at. We have Archon book. Magic book.
I see.
Might be of some interest to you.
Yes, I will look at that. And you take it out, I assume, and
Yeah.
give it to him or something? Do you put it
Yeah.
on? Yeah.
I give it to him.
He opens a bag of holding that he's carrying, and he gives it a name under his breath and drops it in there. I'll take that off your hands.
Yeah. Thought it was a good idea that you personally take it, not some servant.
Thank you. Very well. And is there anything else that you might have here that I need to examine, otherwise hear the detailed account of?
Out of game, I believe Vespera got a wand and a bottle from the apprentice.
Yes.
Also the Dragon Orb.
Dragon Ball?
The Dragon Orb. It's an orb, it's got dragon inscription on it.
It's a Dragon Ball.
Do you want to show that to him, though? Are you comfortable letting him know you have it?
I am not mentioning it currently. I am exercising wisdom.
I mean, you've shown him everything else.
Are you having this conversation?
In our minds, yes. It'll be like glances to each other.
Okay.
Rokan is looking at Vithera, and he is giving the glance of, what about the ball look?
I glance back being like, we already talked about this.
You guys
I'm going
are
to take this
not
to
having
Pearl.
this conversation.
This is happening with our eyes.
Well, I mean, I think that this is something that we would have discussed as we traveled.
We did discuss it.
I mean, like, we would have had multiple conversations, though, I'm saying. Like, you know, we didn't come back to Dagdagiel in the span of 2 minutes.
No,
So that
true.
so that is all. Thank you for visiting us tonight.
And Rogan is like, when she says that, oh, okay.
Oh, here are your eggs.
Right, so he takes the eggs and he takes a few bites out of them and then he basically just leaves.
Goodbye, thank you.
Don't mention it. And he leaves. You hear him walk off, grumble.
And then I give
something.
everyone the look of, I thought we talked about this. Like, anyway. Okay, so.
Okay.
Now
So-
that that's out of the way, we gotta get these slaves to Turgile. Should we call them free people instead? I don't like the word slaves. It's not very nice.
Perhaps we should call them refugees.
Okay, that works. Yes.
Well,
So what we're going to need is we're going to need some carts and horses and stuff like that. Maybe get some tools.
Just provide me with a list of what you need. I will make arrangements.
Okay. Yes?
me thinking, some of them, maybe some of them got other talents, like maybe some of them builders, maybe some of them former enemy soldiers of the Barakyle, maybe some of them shopkeepers, maybe some of them ex-farmers. Maybe we should find it, because maybe not all of them children from rowing.
That's what we offered. We offered them to upskill themselves and everything, and you can find all that out as we take them to Turgile.
I believe what Rokan might be getting at is that some of them may already have skills that we could make use of.
Yes, that's fine.
Anyway, in any event, I believe we should be able to outfit them with some tools and weapons and whatnot.
All right.
If we get tools and that from here, might not people get suspicious?
Well, if it comes to that, I am proficient in the art of smithing. If we were able to set up a basic forge and whatnot at this Turgile of yours, I could certainly make at least basic farming implements and whatnot. I could also arrange purchase of some amount of material through the church I am affiliated with.
It's a temple. There are no churches in this world. Church is a thing that doesn't exist.
Okay. I apologize for using the wrong term.
Yes.
The temple I am affiliated with.
And maybe that's how we get clothes for them as well.
Speaking of the temple, I do want to go see the matron again. Seeing as we're going, I thought I would offer one more opportunity to join us if she wanted.
Why you always flog a dead horse?
Flog a dead horse?
Yeah, you always flog dead horse. You don't want people to know that you know her too much, but you keep going to her. Somebody gonna find out.
Oh, I want her to come with us so that, well, she can be safe.
Perhaps we take a note from Scargaran here and send her a letter before approaching.
And
I
another
might
thing. Oh,
No.
sorry.
Barry, you go.
Another thing too. Nobody who comes with us is ever safe.
At the same time, if, like as you say, if she does get caught finding out that she's talking to us, or has talked to us, which is very possible, she's in incredible danger. So one way or another, we probably shouldn't have talked to her in the first place, but
I
it's too
do not
late.
believe it would draw additional attention to her if I were to go there, seeing as I am already affiliated with that temple.
Well, if you can do that, that'd be wonderful.
Yes, I will. Once we know what we need and have discussed that, I will make my way there and I will talk to her on your behalf.
Okay.
Does
So we
that
talk about
satisfy
what
you?
we need.
I believe that might be advisable.
Okay, so we need carts. Carts galore. We need horses. We will need some form of weapons, probably, although we did just bring weapons in here to sell originally, which is kind of a missed opportunity.
Yeah, but the weapons, you didn't have a blacksmith at the time and the weapons weren't in good condition.
Right. What else do we need? We need farming implements, seeds and the like. I know Ferrell did that originally, but
yeah, Ferrell would have gotten quite a decent supply, just letting you know out of game, and you would know that because he had a bag of holding with him. And then there was the whole wagon that Drazan loaded up.
Yeah. Did we know if he took tools and stuff with him?
Yeah. This is Ferlt. I mean, he's an artificer. He did take
Okay, cool.
at least some tools, and you would know that he can produce one type of artisan tools magically in an hour that lasts until he uses that again. So
Okay.
if there's something we're missing, that he can come up with something.
Right. Okay. Well, in that case, we're kind of set. Maybe just some weapons for them, but maybe some armor. But I don't know. That's quite expensive.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but we were given a handful of weapons alongside the place, along
Oh
with
yeah.
the furniture.
Cool. We will use that then. So that's fine. All we need is horses and carts. Food and water, I
Probably
suppose.
take more farming implements as well.
Okay. This is what we're doing, Russell. Stop staring off into space.
I was looking at a map, motherfucker. So go on. What are you doing then? Getting carts and wagons and horses, and you're going to arm your crew, your new not slaves, with the armor, weapons, etc. from the armory that has been provided by House Baelburn. That is the plan.
Yes.
And you're going to take them all to Turagail, is that correct?
We're also going to have Lotharian go to the matron once more and ask if she would like to join us for the... Yeah.
Basically, just reiterate the invite.
Yeah,
right.
Pretty much. Because now's the opportunity.
What exactly... How does this benefit you? I'm kind of curious.
I mean, the thing is, we don't have a cleric in our party at all. Right. So it would be nice
priest,
to...
not a cleric.
Well, she was introduced to us as a cleric.
Okay.
By yourself.
Technically, She can't cast spells.
Then why did she come into the town center?
Why did she come into the town center?
Yeah, like I had cured, like I had healed the boy, right? But they got the cleric to come in to start healing people. What is her purpose other than that?
I don't know that she actually healed anyone though.
No, because I got to it first.
Yeah.
Just because she's coming to heal, though, she might be using herbal medicines,
Yeah, like
potions.
bandages.
So
Doesn't
that would
necessarily
be
mean magic, though.
well, that's the whole reason for why Vespera is doing it. More clarity would be nice, and I'm glad that you've given it to me.
Less assumptions would also be nice. Clerics.
Well, we have to if we don't have the information.
Yeah.
But did you ask in game? Is the other thing.
To be clear, then, a cleric is just a word for a person that is a member of a priesthood, as a general term. You know. So,
Out of game, yes.
Yeah.
But in game,
I'm not.
There's
arguing
another
about
meaning.
It. So.
Okay, well,
let us move
in that case, we won't do that.
I mean, you can get her to join the order if you want. I mean, maybe she'll unlock superpowers, but, you know.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. We won't do that. Okay, that's fine. Well, now that I know, the information, it is going to make me question a lot of things in future.
Cool. do that, then you can find the answers. Cool. All right. So moving right along, what are you planning to do next? You're going to go to Turagile as a big group with all these people. Are you going to go and collect them from the dockyards at the cave, and then march them all past the city on their way out there, or what's the plan?
Now, is there a way of getting them from the dockyards to Turgile bypassing the city?
It's a long way around.
Like, how much would it add to the trip?
Probably like a week.
Okay. Okay, I think we basically just take them past the city.
Okay.
But we could break it up into, like, not have it as one big convoy.
Okay. Do you want to tell me logistically how you're going to do that?
Well, how many wagons would we need?
Well, I gave you a list of names: Cedric, Ayla, Gideon, Leanne.
Yeah, like
etc.
15 names. Yeah.
Okay, 16 names, and yeah, I mean you can probably fit 4 or 5 people on a wagon, maybe 6 on a wagon at a time.
Okay, so if there's 15 plus us, 20,
You
that's...
could even probably fit them on 2 wagons.
Yeah. I mean, if some of them are on horses, I mean, we could probably get away with, I think 3 wagons would be... Because it's not just the people, it's also the supplies.
Me got plan.
Yes?
Got plan. Why don't we ask our slaves to play slaves for a while, so we can be the slave owners, and we're taking them to sell should anybody ask.
That's a very Orcan way of looking at it.
What you reckon?
If we were all a group of orcs, that might work, but given the group we are in, I am not certain how plausible that would be. What if we were to dress as mercenaries?
Not only orcs have slaves.
But a mixed group like ourselves, I'm not certain.
Some of us have got disguise, don't we?
I can disguise myself.
Yeah. What you reckon?
Is slavery legal in this part of the world? Just a Caleb question.
It depends whether or not you have Barakyle diplomatic immunity or not.
Ah. We may perhaps be questioned on that.
It's a bit fuzzy.
A bit fuzzy. Well, perhaps we simply appear to be a large group of farmers heading out to, well, do whatever farmers do. I may have grown up on a farm, but I didn't do much of the farming.
Well, we got in here by pretending we were selling stuff. Why don't we just get out of here the same way?
Do you mean as slaves or as a group of merchants?
As a group of merchants.
That could work. A caravan of merchants often have a large amount of people and many carts.
And I can say I work for the, what was it, Russell? The,
Morg Van Chu.
Say that again?
Morg Van Chu.
Morg Van Chu.
Well,
Bodyguard.
certainly explain why a group of rather unrelated in terms of heritage would be traveling together.
Yeah, you could be. You could simply say that you are a contracted mercenary to guard the group.
Yeah.
That sounds like a plan that could work.
Okay, so the plan, has it changed?
I think the plan is, and anyone can jump in and correct me here because I may be completely wrong, is to go out and buy all the stuff we were planning on buying, collect the, what are we calling them? The slaves with jobs? The free people with jobs?
The emancipated people.
The emancipated people, dress them up as sort of basic workers for a caravan or a merchant's train, and just set off under the guise as such. Just some people going to sell some wares somewhere else.
Alright. So what's the first part of your plan?
I think Lotharian was going to go buy the things we needed to buy.
Yeah, well,
Alright.
basically, I think what he would do is he
Do
would
that.
go to the temple and provide the coin for it, and have somebody from the temple purchase what he needs on their behalf. Because a temple that size buying that stuff isn't going to raise as many raise as many questions as an individual buying it.
Right. Okay.
And the temple may actually be able to provide some of that and simply replenish it later.
Right. Okay, you can consider that done.
Okay. Do I need to deduct anything from my cash from that?
What is it? What exactly are you getting?
Wagon, like maybe at least 3 wagons, horses to pull them. I imagine since the other players don't have horses, we might need horses for the other players.
I think we're up to about 65, 70 gold now.
Okay, as well as tools and food.
Okay. Yep. Okay, so yeah, call it 70 gold.
Okay, I am going to deduct 70 gold from what I've got. Okay, yep.
Okay.
So basically we're just working out the logistics. Do we want to do the thing where Lotharian tells them what he promised to tell them now and then wrap up the session?
Sure.
Yeah, we've got to walk and collect the slaves. I mean, the emancipated.
I mean, yeah, we don't need to... Do we need to roleplay all of that, though, Russ?
Not really. I think we can cut to you guys are on the journey to Turagile, and you've got your wagons and your slaves, and you're out in the scrublands heading for the desert in the direction of Turagile.
Okay, so I think Lotharian would say what he's going to say at the forge in Dagdagiel.
Okay.
And then we can cut to Scrublands.
Okay, cool. You do it.
So basically, we're all sitting around. I think Lotharian would have... So Lotharian's gotten back from the temple. I think he would have found out Hey, Sean, what does Elkus like to drink? He would have found out what Elkus likes to drink.
Anything that's got a percent.
Okay, so he would have found like a small keg of some top shelf stuff.
Lovely. I was going to say
Uh,
the bigger the number, the better.
Yeah. So like, it's not necessarily the strong stuff, but it's not the strongest, but it's good. And he's brought that back for everyone to share. Has a couple of glasses before he starts. So, I understand some of you have pieced together a few things about me, and some of you have suspicions, so I believe it is time to tell you what happened and how I ended up here. And he looks very pointedly at Rowan. As some of you may have pieced together, I was formerly a member of the Black Guard. Now, we had been sent on a mission to a small village. It was nestled in a valley quite remote. We had been told we were retrieving a relic of religious significance. We weren't told much else about it. There was a bureaucrat from Hemeth Tirith sent with us who seemed to know more, but he was less than forthcoming with information. The item we were sent to retrieve was a stone tablet, not overly large but quite heavy, carved with an image of one of the lesser members of the Seldarine. We've talked to the locals. We found the tablet. It was placed in, I wouldn't call it a shrine, but it was carved, a stone shelf in a spring above the village. We didn't realize it was magical. We didn't realize what was going to happen when we removed it, but the moment we removed it from the water, we just felt this wave of something. It wasn't... I don't know. I still not sure what it was, but that tablet was holding something back. As we took it out, we saw the crops, the grass, fruit on trees. It withered and rotted. That was when I came to understand we weren't meant to remove that. And when I looked to the bureaucrat, he knew. He knew what we were sent there for. He knew what was going to happen before it did. I didn't leave straight away, but I made the decision, and when I found the opportunity, well, I should add that I did meet someone who was able to tell me a few things in my travels, but let's say I parted ways with the Black Guard. There had been other incidents that raised questions. I'm sure you've heard of the Treaty of Vaingate and some of the issues with that. Unfortunately, there are a lot of things that I am not able to tell you because they are not my secrets to share. However, what I saw was only one example of many that I am aware of. The Black Guard are collecting magical items without any consideration of the damage they're doing in the process. Does that make things clear for you?
Not at all. If anything, it makes it even more confusing. But
Very well.
Thank you for sharing.
You left the Black Guard over a rock?
I left the Black Guard because our actions endangered the lives of innocent people. When we took that stone, it destroyed that village and any hope of the people living there. They became refugees. We did that by our own hands. The fact that we were ignorant of it is irrelevant. Our own king ordered this of his. I could not in good conscience stand by and watch and enable that. Think of me of what you will.
Ron will slink off and think to himself.
Fair enough. And I guess we're on the road to Turgile now. Unless anybody has anything else to say.
Okay. Thusly, you travel to Turgile, and without great event or, nothing particularly happens. The sun goes down, or the suns go down, and then the suns come back up again several hours later. You take a long rest somewhere in there, and you eventually get to Turgile. And as you approach the place, it seems to be on the edge of the desert past the scrublands. Just as the scrublands are sort of beginning to turn into desert, there is this ancient, fairly large fortress with several walls built around it that are crumbling and in ruins. The tallest of which is about 60, 70 feet high. The biggest, that's built into the walls, the fortress itself. And there's a couple of different buildings in there. It's got a couple of different complexes. I have a map on Roll20, which unfortunately I can't show you on the stream unless somebody shares their screen. And I have to open Roll20 to do this. So I'll quickly do that.
I am just pulling up Roll20. Why did it sign me out? What to do?
Okay, Turgile. Where's my little map of Turgile? Here we go. Here. So you should be able to see it now, Avery.
Yep. Yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm just looking for the... let's see.
There we go.
Is that working?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the overview map. And inside the little area that has the characters in it.
Hang on, sorry, just get back to the right screen. There we go.
Yep. Okay, cool. So inside that area, inside the center where the the building with the red dot on it, it looks kind of like this. And of course, you can move your character around inside there to have a look if you want to.
Yeah, that's not the current characters, but I'll move some stuff around.
So Sean, have you seen this map before ever? No, okay.
Russ, can you just turn off dynamic lighting for now so people can see the whole map?
I'm not gonna do that. It's too much trouble to fuck around with and bring it back on again.
Okay.
So just for now, you've kind of had the idea of there's a map and there's stuff in there, and you know, the main chamber is probably the most important thing there, and yeah. I suppose I could turn off the dynamic lighting. There we go.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
That's the whole thing at once. Okay. So this is your base. This is the base of operations of the Burning Path. Dun, dun, dun. Alright, and with that, I think we should probably wrap up for next week.
Yep.
And we'll go and raid somebody.
Cool.
Okie dokie. Here we go. Who shall we raid tonight?
It'll put me up at some stage.
Put you up? What are you saying?
It's going up. My character.
What about your character?
Level 8.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Got you. Okay. Captain Robert, here we come. We shall see you all later, and thank you for hanging out with us this evening. Thank you, Stardust Sam, and anybody else that's still hanging out with us through our technical difficulties and so forth. Have a great night, and we shall head off and go to bed and things. We'll see you all.
See ya.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.